Welcome back to the Ed Show. This is the story for the folks who take a shower after work. There's a national push back on charter schools happening all across the country. Here in New York is a big battle. The private sector CEO formula, which infiltrates our children's learning process, is being challenged. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio has been an outspoken advocate for public schools since before he was elected. De Blasio announced on Thursday he was axing 3 planned charter schools operated by Success Academy, the city's largest for-profit school network. Now, today, de Blasio is in New York's state capital of Albany to make a push to Governor Andrew Cuomo about his ideas for pre-kindergarten and after-school programs. De Blasio's trip was met with some opposition. Well-financed charter school advocates also showed up in Albany today to protest his plans. Eva Moskowitz, Success Academy Charter School's CEO, is protesting Mayor de Blasio's education policies. Moskowitz is angry that de Blasio is refusing to grant 3 of her schools space in city school buildings. She canceled classes at her 22 schools so that hundreds of parents and students could be bused to Albany today to protest de Blasio's move. Daniel Dromm, a Queens councilman, says Moskowitz is using kids as pawns in her effort to privatize public schools and get rich. Daniel Dromm, the chairman of the City Council's Education Committee, joins us here on the Ed Show. Mr. Dromm, good to have you with us.
Good to be here, Ed.
All right. This is charter schools for profit looking for something for nothing.
That's right.
Do you believe that?
That's right. They're looking for free rent in our public schools where there are already existing public schools in the same building. And the inequality of having a charter school which is well-funded with carpeted hallways, with playrooms, with block rooms, situated in the same hallway as underfunded as our public schools are, with broken tiles and with leaky ceilings, shows the inequity of that type of a system, where they want to come in, they want to have a rent-free building to occupy, while our public school students don't have the exact same.
So taxpayer dollars would be going to, with the form of a facility, going to a for-profit venture in education.
That is correct. Well, so they're actually non-profits, some of them. Some of them are for-profit organizations. It depends on what charter school it is that you're talking about. In the case of Eva Moskowitz, it's a non-profit. However, Eva pays herself $500,000. Her husband also makes a lot of money out of it. So what we see here happening in New York City is the corporatization or the privatization of our public school system, and that's basically what it is that we're opposed to.
What is she doing with these students today, in your opinion?
She took them to Albany. Now, I was a New York City public school teacher for 25 years, and I got to tell you, in the 25 years that I was a teacher, we hardly ever had a day where we could close a school, never mind close school to take a trip up to Albany. And the question is who's paying for this trip? By what right does she have just to unilaterally decide to close her schools? Those children who could not make it to up to Albany, what type of an education did they get? She claims that she was going to have lessons on the bus up to Albany. I wonder what that lesson even looked like.
Okay. Are these charter schools outperforming the public schools? And why is the only reason why the mayor shut these schools down is because they were looking for tax-free money?
The mayor shut down these 3 schools because there are problems with these 3 schools. One of them is that they're
not performing.
Right, that they're not performing, and that they are also mixed with high school students in the same school. That's one of the issues that the mayor had. But the jury is out in terms of how charter schools are performing. The scores are flat. I want to say right off the bat also that I'm not anti-charter. I happen to have a very good charter school in my district, the Renaissance Charter School. It happens to also be a unionized charter school, and that's a school that I can support. So we're not 100% against charter schools. We are against the corporatization and the privatization of charters like the school that Eva Moskowitz is operating.
How's this going to end up? I mean, this is going to really brew to be a huge battle.
Right. Well, I'm going to have an oversight hearing in the New York City Council in April to find out how she was able to close these schools, to look at her salaries, and to investigate the charter school situation overall in New York City.
Is Mayor de Blasio correct in his efforts, in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely. Mayor de Blasio has been fantastic on this issue. His trip up to Albany today to support pre-K is vitally important to the future of New York City students.
Where's the governor going to come down on this?
I'm not sure. We're going to wait and see what happens there. I understand that he did attend this rally today, but we will see. We need pre-K.
Mr. Dromm, thanks for joining us tonight. This is a battle that we will talk more about because it's happening all over the country. It's hot here in New York. That's the Ed Show. I'm Ed Schultz. Politics Nation with Reverend Al Sharpton starts right now. Good evening, Rev.